We are still here on the red carpet event for the annual Diaspora Award Show, and today we have here
Michelle Kunedu, founder of Villa Diaspora.
Nice to meet you. Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be here for the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
It feels amazing. I was just talking to one of the creators, and he'd mentioned that if he didn't do it, like if we don't do it, who's going to do it? And I think it's great. It's great to receive recognition, but recognition from your own people feels even better. It just makes you understand that what you're doing is not in vain, and that it's actually helping the community. So it feels really good to be here and to be honored as well.
Yes. Now, can you please tell the audience who you are and what you've been honored for?
Okay, my name is Michelle Kunedu. I'm founder of a business called Villa Diaspora. And what Villa Diaspora does is provides transitional housing and consultations for people who want to move to Ghana but don't have any immediate roots here. They don't have any family here. They just have a feeling that Ghana is home, and I help make it home for them in the best way that I can.
Now, what are 5 beautiful facts you would give to the diaspora about Ghana?
5 beautiful facts. Wow. Wow, that's okay. I can do that. 5 beautiful facts. Ghanaians are. I think the most beautiful part about Ghana is its people, its diversity, the richness in its culture. I also find that African culture is richest in its rawest form. So really you don't have to go far at all to experience Ghanaian culture, Ghanaian ingenuity, Ghanaian hospitality. I think that I'm at 3. Food, Ghanaian food is amazing, and Ghanaian people are beautiful. That's it.
Yes, you did it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Today we have here...
Go Black to Africa.
Nice to meet you, Go Black to Africa. And honestly, I've been watching you since I was like 7, and I'm 11. And you have influenced our family about the trip, moving to Ghana and giving us a lot of information about it. So thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be here for the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
I tell you, it's overdue, and I appreciate our brother Judah here at Jerk Soul for actually doing this event. I know there's many people out here who have ventured into different things and coming to the motherland and have been gone unnoticed. So just to come out and appreciate and love on one another, I think is a great opportunity for us really to recognize the efforts and the things that we have put in to make the path for other people to come.
Now, can you please tell the audience what category are you being honored for?
I tell you what, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't. I really don't. My brother Judah asked me would I speak at the event, and I told him sure I will. I will if I could, and I was able to make it. But I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think that you're a great sort of social media impactor and being able to influence people about the decisions that they should make about coming to Ghana.
Yeah.
Now, when you first came to Ghana, can you remember like the process of coming to Ghana, and what was some of your expectations you had before you actually came to Ghana for the first time?
Well, you know, I had no expectations, because I know expectations are setups. And so I came open with an open spirit. I came with an open mind. But I will say that I was blown away, because yes, there was a seed planted by America that Ghana was this, you know, or Africa in general was this starving continent that was very undeveloped, starving people and tribal wars, which was all a lie. So I was surprised in that aspect of it, just to really see how thriving many of the African countries are, being that I've been to 33 African countries. So, you know, it's been just a great experience when I came here about 6.5, 7 years ago.
Now let me ask you, can you tell the audience 5 beautiful facts about Ghana?
5 beautiful facts. 5 beautiful facts about Ghana. One is the people. The people are, I mean, unbelievably humble. Number two is how the people are able to just live a life that's really at a minimum scale. Coming from America, we are a consumer nation. We don't know how to survive. We don't know how to do with little. And Africa taught me how to really do with less. Like, I get used to the things that many people complain about now. Whether electricity goes out at times, whether, you might not have hot water for the showers.
Yes.
But that's the awesomeness. It's really knowing how to do with less. The number three is the continent in general. All the grandeur of what Africa brings you. I've skied in Africa from the mountaintops in snow. I've swum in the oceans. I've been on the safaris. I've been through to the villages, the landscapes. I've been to the lakes, waterfalls. That's the third thing. The fourth thing is the great thing about Africa is that the food. It's the different cultures of people here and how they really know how to utilize what they have.
Yes.
And we have really an advantage in one sense in America where we got a conglomerate of nations that are there. So if you get tired of one type of food, you can run over to eat Italian and Spanish and all these different nationalities. But Africa has its own, and where they know how to prepare food, which is very delicious, in its own way.
Yes.
The last, but not the least, great things of Africa, I'm going to say the opportunity. That America, they say the sky is the limit, but here in Africa, there is no limit. It's limitless. And the doors are wide open for people who have dreams, goals, aspirations, hence why we're here today. So many people have come to pursue their dreams, their goals. And, many people have accomplished those goals and have gone further beyond than what we come to Western worlds that really is challenging, whether through the money, the capital you must have, or whether it is the licensing or these other things that I call them potholes and obstacles in your path that hinder you from that. Africa gives you more of a liberty and freedom to do what you want.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate our conversation.
Thank you very much. And you keep doing what you're doing. I saw your video, the 50-year hip hop anniversary. You did an awesome job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
Today we have here
Mortudella. I was about to say natural Ghana girl. I almost forgot who I was. Mortudella. Yes.
No, it's so nice to see you again.
You too. I love you so much.
Aw, thank you. Can I get a hug?
Of course. Anytime. Oh my gosh. You're so sweet.
Now, honestly, how does it feel to be here celebrating the first annual, Diaspora Award Show? Hopefully it does go national.
Yes. Do you know what? It feels absolutely amazing. I walked through the door and immediately this lady put her arms and just gave me a big hug. I wasn't even sure who she was, but I gave her a hug back and I almost cried immediately because I just felt the love. And I'm like, it's too early for tears. Like, I've just walked through the door. My makeup's just done. Like, leave it till the end of the night. So I'm trying to avoid people right now because I can't be crying. No, but it's amazing. The turnout here is brilliant. There's loads of people. I mean, I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen the rest of the night. Yeah.
Honestly, the same thing here. Now, let me ask you, can you tell the audience what category are you being honored for and how does it feel to you?
Do you know what? I don't even know what the category is. I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm just like, I was just told to turn up. Like, just come. You're like a nominee. I was like, okay. And so I'm here. I don't actually know. But hopefully I win something. I don't know. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I believe you will because of all the work that you've been able to do, from showing the diaspora about real estate homes to basically showing about a day-to-day life in your life. And honestly, it's good for the diaspora because it lets us know, okay, we have a fellow diaspora that's living in Ghana, living her best life and being able to show us exactly what it's like to be in Ghana. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's not something that I had ever planned to do. It was actually my own self-therapy that started this because I was doing it for selfish reasons. And then it kind of evolved. And then I realized along the way that I'm actually helping people. And I just love doing it. It just feels so natural. I just want to share information with others. Yes. Stop them making mistakes that I've made. So, I'm always trying to be an open book.
That's funny. For something that you thought was selfish actually turned to be helpful.
Right? A little bit selfish.
But it's good for us. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you everyone for watching me, because I'm like, who am I? I'm nobody. Like, why are you watching me? Like, there's several other channels you can watch. It's amazing. It's really overwhelming, you know. It's really overwhelming to be making an impact and not realizing that you're doing it.
Yes.
So.
Something here, actually.
Yeah, right?
We share something in common.
We have it in common. Yes, we do. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much for inspiring the diaspora and showcasing what Black excellence means.
Thank you so much. That's so much pressure. I love it. Thank you.
I'm not trying to give you any pressure here.
The whole night is pressure. I'm just like, I have this expectation, and so, you know, I have to try and live up to it. Yeah, but it's good. I love it.
You're already living up to it, girl.
I know. Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much for interviewing me. Thank you so much. I love what you're doing, I just have to say. I wish that I had done something like this at your age. You're going to go amazing places, seriously. Keep going. You're making a real impact.
I appreciate it. Until next time on Summertime.
Yes, one more hug. Yeah, one more.
Today we have here
Anita here, Dome.
Now, how does it feel to be here celebrating the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
I think it's fabulous to get all of us entrepreneurs together and to celebrate all our hard work and achievement in helping to build Ghana. We love it. I love it.
Yes, agreed. Now, let me ask you, can you tell the audience what you do and what you've been honored for, the category?
Sure. Well, I operate the La Casa Bachana Apartments and the La Casa Bar and Bistro in Spintex, and I'm being honored tonight for culinary excellence.
What made you decide that you wanted to get into the culinary world?
I love food. I grew up with my mom always cooking foods from all over the world, and she taught us how to cook when we were young. So by the time we were 7, we all knew how to cook.
Wow.
Exactly. So I travel for food. It's such a passion. So moving here, when I started the apartments, it just seemed right to start the bistro as well, and to serve good home-cooked food.
What advice would you give to young Ghanaian children that want to become chefs but do not know the first move?
Okay. When your mom is cooking, go sit by her and help her out. I think that is the simplest thing I can tell you, because it's not about, when you're starting out, it's not about, let me go to school, it's about watch the women and the men who are cooking and providing you all those yummy meals around you. Watch what they're doing. Now, when you find which cuisines you like, then now you can jump on YouTube, for example, and then learn more. And then once you're able to, I encourage everyone to travel, because there is so much good food hidden all around the world, and I can't wait. I'm always looking for where can I eat next.
Now, we're sharing something in common, because I love food too. I'm a complete foodie.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And so I love you already.
Oh, thank you. Let me ask you, what inspired you to actually create a bistro over here, especially in Spintex?
It was partly because there wasn't anything around. When you wanted to go out for a good meal, there wasn't much to go to. So you would always have to come all the way into Accra. So I said, no, I want to try and find a place where somebody wanted to come, even just to work quietly, have a cocktail, somewhere chill, that they could come to La Casa.
And your restaurant is highly talked about. And honestly, I love the fact that you were able to take your passion and put it into good and make sure that somebody, whatever the need is, whether they need to work or they're looking for a great home-cooked meal, you have it for them. And I appreciate that.
Thank you. I really thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what are 5 beautiful facts you would tell the diaspora about Ghana?
Okay. Number 1, the weather is usually always fabulous.
Yes.
Number 2, Ghana is truly beautiful, and we've got some beautiful, beautiful human beings here. Number 3, I would say if you want to see hardworking people, you got to come to Ghana. And when I talk about hardworking people, I'm talking about all the moms who are out there working. I mean, we're talking about the market women who get up early by 1 a.m. They're at the market sourcing all the foods that come to your table. Let's talk about the farmers. Let's talk about, we're talking about food, so I'm going to talk about where our food comes from.
Yes.
So we need to appreciate all of that hard work that goes, they're never in the forefront. So I think we need to appreciate all of those people that come together to make this community what it is. Which number was I on? I think number 4. Okay, number 4, why should people come to Ghana? I think it's a growing country. Yes, there are some challenges, but I think if you work hard and you really try and find the right people to connect with, you can create things that you never thought you could elsewhere. And you could create it at a speed that you may not have been able to elsewhere. And number 5, my biggest reason for why people should come to Ghana, I think it's the home away from home that you didn't know you had.
Yes. Ghana is a beautiful place to be, and it's home, for me at least. When I first came here, I automatically loved it. I've been living here for 3 years now, and I absolutely love Ghana with my whole heart.
Fantastic. No, as I was born in Ghana, but I grew up in the United Arab Emirates and then moved to the States, you know. So I've lived the majority of my life as an expat. So coming back here, it's been interesting because I'm learning my heritage backwards. And I'm super proud, you know, today to receive this award and to also honor my team, you know, who are, I love them. They work so hard. I really appreciate them. And then I also got to say, I need to appreciate my husband, who's been my backbone as well, and my mom. So I just think it's a wonderful time. Yes, there are challenges, but again, if you put, you know, you got to put your game face on and just go with it and build your dream.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samara. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Until next time on Summertime. Today we have here
Yazid Mohammed.
Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be here for the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
I'm greatly honored to be a part of such a program and also to be acknowledged in this small pace of repatriation to Ghana. For the brothers and the sisters that organize this program, it's a huge honor and it's a huge program and an undertaking.
Now let me ask you, can you tell the audience what category you're going to be honored for and how does it feel?
I'm going to be honored for culinary excellence. As far as I know, Born Again African Ghana Soul Food is the first soul food restaurant in the whole West Africa.
Wow.
So I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
It's something that my mother and myself, we came with the initiative to try to share part of what we have from the United States into African culture.
Now that's amazing because that's a form of bridging the gap through the culinary section, and I appreciate that honestly. Because coming from the Bronx, New York, and coming here and be like, if only we can get some good soul food here, and you being able to have it here, and I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for appreciating it. You know, it's a little piece of our story that we also sharing here, and a little bit of our love and deliciousness, soul food that we have. And not that Ghanaians don't have their own brand of soul food, but we also come to, my wife and myself, who's a Ghanaian sister from Massi, we merged our foods together and created a fusion. So I wanted to tell you, look forward to our cookbook, Born Again African Soul Food Cookbook, coming out in 2024, so that you can see how the food can come together and the history of the food and how we all building it with it today.
Yes, and I appreciate that because again, it's bridging the gap, and I would certainly read it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm in the Akosombo area.
Right.
If you're not familiar, you come on out there. If you don't know the Akosombo area, you can look for our book, Discover the Akosombo Area, on Amazon. You come and visit us and see what we're doing and what the area has to offer.
Yes, I hope you guys jotted that all down because, hey, we need to come through for our people, man. And thank you so much. Now, what advice would you give to the diaspora that wants to come here and make the move, but may not know the first step?
Well, you know, I created a service called Real Repatriation Consultations, where I give potential repats an opportunity to share, to learn from my experience, to prevent some of the mistakes that I made. So the advice I would give to them is to try to create a network among African diasporans here, and also to develop relationships that will ease your transition into the culture. And you do that best by taking time. You build friendships by over time. So that's what I suggest to people. You develop your relationships over time and find the right people to work with.
Today we have here
My name is Kirk.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Cookberry. Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be celebrating the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
It is actually quite historic and amazing, and I'm glad to be here, be physically here, to be a part of it, because I am part of that diaspora network that has been inspired to come back home. So it's wonderful to be here. Wonderful.
Now can you further introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, so my name is Kirk. I am a coach and I have a sports business called Court Vision Athletics. I have a media company. I have a music studio company. I have a real estate community development company and a transport business. And I brought all those information, all those businesses here to Ghana so that I can invest in the country, work with our own people, instead of being back where I was in Canada, where a lot of our own people don't work together enough, and the ones that we don't benefit from our own businesses enough. So it's great to be home.
Now you're the definition of a true entrepreneur.
I guess so.
Let me ask you, how was that moving it from Canada all the way here to Ghana?
It has been a little difficult in a way, but very inspirational, because I understand nothing good comes easy.
Yes.
And because I am making the transition to come home, I know that it will take a lot of time and networking to make sure I have the right people to do this kind of endeavor. So I'm very happy to do it, and I'm meeting a lot of great Ghanaians who are working with me, as well as those in diaspora.
Yes.
And that's where the benefit has been, working with our own people and building with our own people. So there may be some downfalls, but there's more benefits than the negatives.
Did you have any expectations when moving from Canada all the way to Ghana? And if you did it change after you came here?
My expectations actually were polluted because of what we were taught growing up. I will admit that. But I'm very grateful to such as a network like this. Many of the nominees or the honoraries are here. Their YouTube channels and the information that's been out there has been able to inspire me to have a better insight of what to expect and what not to expect. So coming here, I've been able to have a better mindset to know what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. So there has been, like I said, some ups and downs, but the downs haven't been that low because of the different mindset that our wonderful YouTubers have been able to teach me.
Yes, and I'm glad that you were able to pick that up and make sure that when your downs came, you didn't go all the way down.
No, you can't go all the way down, because if you go all the way down, there's a harder way to get back up.
Yes.
So I'm really glad that, whatever happened, I was able to see it, feel it, been there, recognize it, and claw my way out of it. And, it's all good.
Yes.
Nothing will always be, bed of roses.
Yep.
But there's lessons in the downfalls.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what are 3 lessons that you would give to the diaspora, or core things that they should do before coming here?
Wow, this is interesting. If you're coming home, first thing I realized, unfortunately, it's not for everybody. That's the sad part. Not everybody will be able to make it. But if you are, do your research. Understand if you are really inspired by just a fad, an idea, or if you're inspired by our ancestors, or you're led by God, and you're really trying to do things for the betterment of yourself, your family, and the people here. If you're coming to work with Ghanaians, then that's the best thing. If you're coming to just try and be by yourself and try and expect you're still in the diaspora, you're going to make a big mistake. So I'm saying, have a mindset of knowing that you're coming to a new continent, a new country, and everything's going to be different. So don't expect the West, because the West is not the best.
Yes.
You need to realize that. When you come home, you're with your own people, you're able to build correctly the way we were supposed to. So come with the mindset of knowing that you're not in the West anymore, and be knowing that you're coming to work with our people, with the traditions that are not always familiar to us, but it's where we're coming from. So that's what I have to say about that.
And thank you so much for giving that, because I really love the first point that you said,
Yes.
that Ghana is not for everyone, but if you're called
not.
here or if you're inspired by the ancestors, it's a good place for
Yeah.
you. And that's very important. Now let me ask
Yeah.
you, when you first came here, with the people around you, especially the diaspora, were they able to realize that quick enough?
Were they able to realize that? Not at first. They had to understand because they've been seeing a lot of diasporans coming back, and the locals have also noticed that some of them are not trying to work with our own people here. So they have a mindset that some are coming just to take their jobs or do something and not include them. So that happened. Some of the diasporans now didn't have that mindset too. So others did, others didn't. So, but with me now, it was very clear because I made it very clear for me.
Yes.
If I'm coming to do stuff, I would rather purchase things from a Ghanaian.
Yes.
I'd rather be working with our Ghanaians
Yes.
because that's my people.
Yes.
And I want to make sure that if there's something I can give them to buy something from them, I want them to benefit from it. So I didn't want to go to like all the big chain stores that are coming from places that are not African. I wanted to make sure I worked with our own people and make sure that. So I've been also letting the other diasporans know, be mindful of that. I know it may not be 100% of the time that you can purchase everything from a Ghanaian. That's just real. But the most that you can do, do it. Because that's what's going to help the people, help their situation, help the economy rise up.
And I appreciate that you're looking out for our people. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's all about our people. That's where we're coming from. If we're not looking for our people, then what else matters? Then we're doing ourselves an injustice.
Yes.
We must work with our people. We must build with our people. We must grow with our people. We must conquer with our people. Like bottom line.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and you're such a superstar. I'm so honored to be with you. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate
Beautiful.
me being able to interview you because you were able to tell me a lot of things that I feel like people need to know. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
Make sure you keep doing what you're doing.
I
Right?
will. Thank you.
I need to see your name in lights. Boo.
Thank you. And I appreciate it.
All right. Bless you. Thank
Bless you too. Today we have here.
Rabbi Kohen Netanya Halevi.
Now I want to say thank you so much for letting me interview you. And honestly, we met before at the Dave Chappelle and Chance the Rapper conversation.
Yes, we did. And it's good to see you again here this evening. And I'm happy to be interviewed by you. You're an encouragement. Seeing a young African woman like you commanding such respect in the media is encouraging to me. So I wouldn't turn this down for anything.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be celebrating the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
It feels very good. You know, I have received honors on many different occasions, but nothing tops being recognized and honored by your own. And being a diaspora community growing and burgeoning here in Ghana, and to have the first Diaspora Excellency Awards recognizing me for a lifetime achievement is no small thing. So I thank the organizers. Of course, I thank the Almighty, but I hold this event very highly. And as I said, I hope it becomes an annual event. And I can always brag, I was the first.
How does it feel to be able to take the celebrities through Ghana and teach them about our culture from our Mina Castle and the history of our castles and our forts to basically showing them the highlights about Ghana?
Well, again, it's a humbling experience to have so many dynamic personalities who have made so many accomplishments in their lives come back home to their roots, and to be able to serve in that position, to be able to take them through that experience. Most of those who have gone with me through that experience will let you know that I don't call it a tour. It's an experience.
Yes.
And it's a lifetime experience, because coming back to our roots, learning firsthand the horrible experience that our ancestors went through, it can be a very humbling and sometimes, very depressing experience. But I let them know that this is not to bring your spirit down. It's to lift your spirit up by recognizing the resilience of the pedigree and the DNA that we come from as a people. Because any people who could have survived that systemically over centuries with so many collaborators to keep us down, and still we rise as a people, that's something to be celebrated. You've only come back to the scene of the crime. to witness that it did happen. But we should celebrate our strength and our resilience as a people, and that's what I love telling them, and that's what I believe they receive when they go through that experience in those dungeons.
Yes, and that is why you received your Lifetime Award. And honestly, you're doing an excellent thing for Ghana, not only for Ghana, but for the diaspora that's coming here, so that you can show them our true roots and how, like you said, we're still resilient people. Now let me ask you, when you first came to Ghana, did you have any expectations before that time? And when you came, did your expectations change?
Well, certainly. When I came, like most people, you have your own vision, expectations. Some of it is romantic. I don't apologize for that. I often use the metaphor, being romantic towards something that you love is not a crime. Sometimes you don't get the exact same reciprocation of love back, but that makes you try harder if you really love the thing. I said, if you love a woman and she haven't noticed you and haven't returned that love yet, it doesn't stop you from romanticizing her until she learns to love you. And that's what I felt about Africa. You know, when I first came to Africa, Africa had nothing in place to be able to recognize nor receive the diaspora, no infrastructure in place. And so my ideal was to come back to Africa, to get settled, to make whatever contributions I could make in terms of spiritually, educationally, and economically. But I realized it was a need for Africa to anticipate the return of her diaspora, for Africa to put in place some infrastructure that can receive us, our citizenship, our residency, how do we readjust to coming back home. So that became the work that I became focused in, how to receive others. Not everybody who has the tolerance to be able to wait for a system to adjust itself to receive you. So I had that tolerance, thank God, and God gave me that patience. But I felt that others would need more, and that's what I worked on, trying to make sure that Ghana was able to put into place, fulfilling its dream. When Ghana got started as a nation 63 years ago, under the Sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he invited the diaspora home. Nkrumah was not just overthrown, an initiative, an idea was overthrown, and it had been delayed. But no idea that is worth its salt in destiny or in prophecy can ever be overthrown or buried. It will rise again. So we had to continue that work. We had to do the work to be able to continue and keep on the continuity of the first dream and vision of Ghana to be the home of Africans at home and abroad. Yes. And in order to be that, we needed to have laws and legislation and infrastructure to make that happen and be for real.
Yes. Now, what are what are 3 core things you would advise the diaspora to do before they come to Ghana?
Remove from your mind the Western orientation that many of us come here with. When you pack your bags, leave all of the unnecessary things in the West where you come from. When I mean that, I'm not talking about your clothing or your shoes. I'm talking about your value systems and the cultural trends and norms that we tend to bring with us. Have a vision and a focus and a plan. Don't come here with just infatuation, with just the dream of just wanting to come to Africa. What is your plan? What is your layout? And how prepared? Be prepared. How prepared are you to fulfill your own vision? How prepared are you to pursue your own destiny? And make sure that's in place. And I'll add along with that, part of that preparation is using the network on the ground. Don't ignore the consultancy, the network of those who've gone before you, those who can offer you advice, those who can tell you how to do it, who've learned lessons that you don't need to go through in order to learn. It said a word for the wise man and a rod for the fool back. So seek out that word of wisdom. Don't let the rod beat you up before you learn.
Thank you so much. I appreciate talking to you.
You're quite welcome, and I appreciate you interviewing me and speaking to you as well.
Thank you. Until next time on Summertime. Today we have here Gilby,
Calan Myers,
and
Swain Myers.
Well, nice to meet all of you guys. Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be standing here at the Diaspora Award Show? It's first of its kind.
It's an honor, especially when you get recognized by people who are your peers, who you also respect. So this means something special for me here in Ghana, being a part of the first annual award that I know there'll be many more. So I'm grateful to be here and glad to celebrate with the others who are being honored.
Yes.
Same. I'm just honored. I think much respect for Jerk Soul to putting on such a festive event. To recognize those that are doing great work on the continent.
And you?
It's inspiring to witness Habasha, Kashan, Siobhan do so much, both at home and here in Ghana, and I'm just honestly happy to be here. It's like invigorating.
It's the same for me. I'm really just
you give the diaspora that want to come here and move here, but don't exactly know the first step that they should take?
Well, I would say try to connect with someone who's here on the ground. There's a lot of YouTubers, there's a lot of people who are already traveling. So learn as much as you can. Make that first step of even coming to travel and visit. See for yourself, see the opportunities, see how you feel when you come. Africa is a very big continent. Ghana is considered the gateway, so it's a lot of us coming. But I think the time has come for us to reconnect as people of African descent, and Ghana is now at the center of that. So we want to see more of our family come home. It's that time, and Ghana, as we say, Brapier, come home.
Now for the diaspora, what are 3 tips you will want them to know about Ghana before moving here?
Well, the first thing I say is learning as much of the language as you can, even the smallest amount, Madasis, Etasane, learning as much as you can. Being prepared to look at things differently than how you came from either America or the U.S. And lastly, be open to new ideas, be willing to share, be willing to learn, because we're all in this healing process together as African people. So when we come and we make our difference here at home in Ghana, we'll see others that will come and we'll make the entire continent better.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Until next time on Summertime. Today we have here
Charles Kaiser, founder of Serenity House Ghana, and my junior co-founder
Micah of Serenity House Ghana.
Nice to meet you both. How are you?
We are wonderfully well, especially to be at this wonderful event, and I'm liking everything.
Yes. Now, hi, nice to meet you.
I'm Cameron with Standout 360.
All right. Now, let me ask you guys, how does it feel to be here at the Diaspora Award Show tonight?
This is like a dream come true. I'm excited and honored to be around so many Black Americans, diasporans who have taken the plunge and moved to Ghana and built businesses here. So I'm honored to be around my peers.
Yes. And you?
I'm here and I'm excited to represent my sister with Serenity House Ghana as she's being awarded tonight for excellency in entrepreneurship. Yes.
Yes. Now let me ask you, how important is it to be an entrepreneur, especially an entrepreneur that has to deal with the diaspora coming to Ghana?
How important is it?
Yes.
Well, building a business isn't for anyone. Like first I had a regular job. I would say that it's important because we need to have people who can show that it is possible. Because really I feel like if you're a diaspora living in Ghana, you have to have a plan B, which is a plan B for business.
Let me ask you, how did your business come along, especially with your co-founder right here?
So I lived in Ghana since 2016, including with my daughter. She came here, she was 9 months old. But I always had a job with the embassy or USAID, and so it came with the realization that there was something like this needed. So I own Ghana's only event space, bed and breakfast, co-working cafe, and office space in airport residential. Well, actually in all of Ghana, we're in airport residential.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
And it's actually very important to have those type of things here, especially for Ghana, having the hospitality side and introducing it from what we have usually back in the States or any other place in the diaspora. And I appreciate that, honestly.
You can come visit.
Oh, I would love to.
You will come visit.
Yes, I will come visit.
Yes. And there's a virtual tour of my place that was done by my sister with Santa.
Wow, thank you.
We're a business family.
Yes, business family. Now, let me ask you, why is it so important to have a business family?
A business family, because we have to have money coming in, and one of the best ways to do that is with the business that supports diasporans and Ghanaians.
Now, what advice would you give to diasporas who are coming to Ghana but may not know the first step when it comes to moving to Ghana?
Come here, get the lay of the land, go to events like this, talk to plenty of entrepreneurs, including at Serenity House Ghana, because we have a co-working space. But take your time.
Yes.
Before you invest your money. Yes.
And you?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What were some tips that you would give diasporas who want to come here but don't know the first step in moving to Ghana?
You know, like us, we watch many YouTube videos first. You research as much as you can, get a ticket, come visit. Don't think you can just hop in and just know your way of the land, but take some time. Come and visit for, I would say, no less than 90 days to really get your lay of everything. Talk with lots of other people who have walked in your shoes. Network with other business professionals. If you're planning on building, definitely work with me and my husband with Building Inspectors of Ghana. He's an international licensed building inspector. where we check all the major components of all constructions and phases. So you don't want to just jump in here and spend all your money. You want to really vet the people that you work with and build a good network.
And that's very important. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Until next time on Summertime. Thank you.
You're embarrassing our 11-year-olds. Well, our 15-year-olds.
I was going to say, well, 11-year-old? Holy cow.
You're embarrassing all of our olds.
Oh. Today we have here.
With me, Io Jones.
And
I'm Tony Jones.
now it's so nice to meet you guys here at the first Diaspora Award Show. How do you feel to be here?
We're happy to be here. We are excited to see so many people out as well. So not just us, but tons of folks.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. I didn't expect so many familiar faces when I came in, so I'm just happy to be around all the familiar faces and seeing some nice people again.
Yes. Now, can you please introduce yourselves to the audience?
Yes, I'm Io, and this is Tony, and we are of Expat Life Ghana.
Now, let me ask you, moving here, why did you move here, and what were some of your expectations you had before moving here versus how you had it when you first got here?
Yeah, so Tony and I are very different because my father's Ghanaian, so I've been coming for a long time, and I knew what it was like here, but I didn't think we were going to move here until we were like retirement age. I think I knew what we were in for. What about you?
Yeah, I had no idea what I was in for moving here. It kind of caught me by surprise, but my father-in-law wanted my kids to come here to know their heritage and culture, so I think it was important for me to bring them here. But at the same time, I learned a lot about myself and my own heritage and culture, so it's important that I come here, and I'm glad to be here, really.
Now, with your YouTube channel, you guys are both able to give empowering tips to diaspora to help them see better about Ghana or be able to transition better in Ghana, and I appreciate that. Now, what are 3 tips you would give to the diaspora watching right now about Ghana?
Visit first, and definitely come for a visit. Any time of year works, but make the trip first to see if this is your jam.
And you?
What's the second tip?
Second tip, I think come with an open mind, be ready to explore new things, be ready to eat some great new foods for sure. And just come with an open mind, being able to accept new cultures and just come open mind.
Now who's going to answer the third one?
And the third one, I think the third one has to be come to experience life as a Ghanaian, not as an American in Ghana. I think that's fair, right?
That's a good tip, yeah.
Now I'm going to dive deeper in that. Why do you say that?
I think sometimes when people come with an American mentality, they find that Ghana is not what they thought it was going to be. But if they come and they're willing to experience life as a Ghanaian person, then the experience is different. And I think that it's more authentic and it's more realistic to what it could be like if you did decide to move.
Yes.
So,
thank you so much, guys. You actually taught me something new today.
Oh, high five.
There you go. Hey. Still learning.
Yep.
All right, still teaching. All right, cool.
Thank you so much, guys, again, and hopefully I see you guys at the next Diaspora Award Show.
We look forward to that. Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
And thank you so much for demonstrating Black excellence.
Oh, well, thank you as well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Until next time on Summertime. Today we have here
Maurice Sheena.
Now, hi, nice to meet you, Mr. Maurice. And let me ask you, how does it feel to be here for the first Diaspora Award Show?
You know, I'm excited. I'm excited to be honored for my contributions to travel and tourism, but also honored to see all these beautiful Black people and just be around excellence and greatness. I'm so excited. I think it's dope.
I agree with that. Now, you were nominated for the tourism side of things. Now, let me ask you, when you first came to Ghana, even without the whole tourism, how did you feel? What were some of your expectations that you had before, and was it there after you visited?
My situation is a little bit different because I'm half Ghanaian. So I came the first time to bury my father. So it was on the travel and tourism side. But great question, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with everything, and it brought me back to move here 2 years later. So I love it.
Now let me ask you, what advice would you give diasporans who want to come here but don't exactly know the first move?
Yeah, I think number one is YouTube is always a great tool, but it doesn't teach you everything. I think you have to come to Ghana. I think you have to first take a tour, take your time to self-assess. Don't move the first time based on YouTube. Self-assess, learn Ghana, and take a couple trips before you move totally.
Now, I want to say thank you so much for representing Black excellence through your tourism. And it's needed a lot more, especially between us as Ghanaians. So thank you so much for doing that. And I hope to see you at the next Diaspora Award Show.
Massi.
Massi. Thank you. Today we have here
Adrian Williams.
Well, nice to meet you, Adrian Williams, again.
Sweet to meet you too. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you again. Now, how does it feel to be here at the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
It feels really, really great. It's so nice to have this type of community.
Yes, I agree, definitely. Yeah. Now, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
So my name is Adrian Williams. I am the CEO of Ancestral Enterprises, and I'm also the CEO of Global Aesthetic.
Now let me ask you, what inspired you to do those two businesses?
Very good question. I actually feel that I was led to Ghana. I say I didn't choose Ghana, Ghana chose me. So I was brought here. I did about a year of just research and development purely, and it became pretty apparent pretty quickly that this was the place to launch these two particular businesses that I'm really, really passionate about.
Yes.
And so far the experience has been challenging, but really, really rewarding.
Yes, I agree with that completely. Now, let me ask you, what advice would you give the diaspora who may want to come to Ghana but don't know what they should do to make their first move?
Sure. I think the first move really is research. Get online, talk to people who you know who either are living here themselves or know someone who's living here. And then part B of that advice would be really planning. Really make sure you've planned well before your trip. If it takes you a year or more, the experience that you're going to have, I think, is going to be directly proportional to how well you plan. How well you plan to have the experience that you want to have. And the last piece of advice I would give is to come without too many expectations and really just let this place and the journey of living here reveal itself to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Adrian, and I'm glad to be interviewing here at the first the first Diaspora Award Show, and hopefully I get to see you again at the second and the third.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Until next time on Summertime. Today we have here.
Hi, Anita Israel.
Now let me ask you, how does it feel to be here for the first annual Diaspora Award Show?
It feels amazing. Like, it really is a good day when you have your fellow diasporians honoring you. So we come from Chicago, so shout out to Chicago. So no, it's a wonderful thing when your brother wants to honor you for the work that you came all the way to Ghana to do. It's not easy. So, thank you, Jerk Soul.
Now can you tell the audience what you're being honored for and how do you feel?
Well, I am the owner and founder of Ghana Consultations and Construction Company, and so we help the diaspora get land, relocate to the continent, and build their house from the ground. We push sustainable living, so no bills, no overhead, no debt, no mortgage, no property taxes, and we want them to come home and own themselves. So that's what we do here at Ghana Consultations.
Now that's amazing. That's actually a beautiful form of bridging the gap.
Thank you. Yes, that's awesome. Look at you, girl. Yes, bridging the gap is what our aim is, actually. Yes.
And that's funny because I also try to bridge the gap too by introducing and basically interviewing celebrities and entrepreneurs that either come from here or come from back home in the U.S. and being able to teach them about, if they're like from the diaspora, teach them about Ghana and teach them at least a few words in the language that I know.
Wow, how long have you been here for?
I've been here for 3 years.
Okay, same here, 3 years. So hey, 3-year club.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Now what was the transition like moving from Chicago all the way here?
Well, I actually moved here from Michigan. Yeah, so I went to did some modeling in Atlanta. I've lived everywhere. I don't even know what to say. I modeled in London, Paris, and so when I came here, it was I was prepared. The Most High has set me down from the industry of modeling and acting and hosting, and so when I came here, I was isolated. I was relaxed, and I was ready to start on a new venture. And so the journey has been tough, but the Most High has been guiding me and aligning my path the entire way. So I'm getting there. So 3 years in, and we have 3 businesses. I've relocated my father. I've retired him, so he now lives in Ghana. I employ 53 Ghanaians at my company, and I have 78 clients. So I help 78 people get land and build their houses. So it's looking pretty good so far.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for looking out for our diaspora.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you too.
You're welcome. Now, what 3 tips would you give the diaspora about Ghana?
3 tips. Okay, let's go. Be patient. That's one of the things. This is not like America.
Yeah.
So exercise patience. Learn from the Ghanaians' kindness. So utilize the fact that they really base themselves in kindness. So follow that. That's one of the fruits of the spirit. So you go far when you operate in that type of spirit. Tip number 3. Let's go. What's tip number 3? Pace yourself. Give yourself time. When you come to the continent, relax. Take time to think. Take time to get all of the weight off of your shoulders from working a 9 to 5. And so take that time to allow your pineal gland to open so that you can get creative and figure out what your purpose is here on earth. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
And hopefully I get to see you for another Diaspora show.
Yes, definitely. I want to definitely get your information so we can have you on our cable TV show. It's called Diaspora Connect here in Ghana. We actually premiere all over the continent of Africa, so it's a great promotional opportunity for you.
Yes, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You have over 200,000 viewers. So yeah, I look forward to talking to you.
Thank you. And thank you for also demonstrating Black excellence.
Wow, you are awesome. You are demonstrating it more than I can ever imagine. Especially at your age, girl. Hallelujah. Like, yes, I love you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Now we're still at the award show of the Diaspora, the first one of its kind. And honestly, I'm having so much fun here. We've been laughing a lot, but I want to bring you to the amazing host,
Tim Swain.
How are you feeling, Mr. Tombstone?
Well, listen, I'm feeling so great, but let me tell you why I'm doing great. There's 2 major reasons. The first one is because I'm standing next to you, an amazing, articulate host that has interviewed people from all over the world, and to have the pleasure to be in your presence is an absolute pleasure of mine, so thank you so much.
Hey, before you continue, I want to say thank you for actually presenting me my award. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And honestly, your hosting was amazing tonight. So I can see why this was a super fun night today.
Well, thank you so much. I certainly appreciate it.
You look a bit tired.
Do I look a little bit tired? Well, I am a little bit tired, but I'm not too tired to spend some time with you and answer your questions. So whatever questions you got, let me know. And I'm definitely here. I'm vibrant. I'm fully attentive for you.
All right. Now, first question. I want to know, how do you feel hosting this first of its kind Diaspora Award Show?
It was an honor, it was a privilege to see people from all over the African diaspora, which is continental Africans and diaspora Africans together from every type of industry, from fashion and design to culinary to agriculture. It was just a blessing to see people working together, and it dispels the myth. People say things like, oh, Black people, we don't work together. It is a lie. You are lying. It is a lie. Because today represented that truth that it is happening. And this is just one microcosm type of experience that it is happening in a lot of other places.
Yes. Now let me ask you, from you moving from the States all the way over here, what was the transition like?
Well, actually, I moved from Canada.
Oh, you moved from Canada?
No, I'm lying. I moved from the States.
All right.
So I moved from, actually, the transition was very easy because I've been coming back and forth to Ghana for almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And so when the transition happened, it was just a natural progression in the steps that I was taking to come here.
Mm-hmm. So covering this night, where do you see the Diaspora Award Show in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I can only think for next year. You've gone beyond my imagination right now. But let me say for next year, I see it getting bigger, getting better. And I think being able to recognize more people, because there's a lot of hard work that happens. And I think that next year provides a platform to even open up opportunities for different categories that we haven't recognized yet.
Now, what would you want to tell the diaspora? Like 3 core things you want to tell the diaspora about moving to Ghana before they make the move.
So 3 core things I would love to tell the diaspora before making the move. Number 1, you need to plan properly. Yeah. I don't care if Yeshua told you, the Most High, Jesus, Allah, whoever you serve, you need a plan.
Yeah.
Look at me. You need a plan. That's number 1. Number two is to, once you get that plan, just act on it. And the third thing is, even when you make the plan, there's going to be hiccups that happen, but allow room in the plan for flexibility, and just remember that your core values will be the thing that'll guide you after you make your plan now. The plan, the plan, the plan.
What are 5 beautiful facts about Ghana that you would want to tell the diaspora?
5 beautiful facts about Ghana is, let me start with number 5, and then I'll go to number 1. Number 5 is, I think Ghana's a very peaceful place. Number 2, I do believe that you have the opportunity. I really believe that this is probably one of the most diverse places in terms of the African diaspora. Number 3, proximity. You can meet people in any arena within 1 or 2 relationships. Number 2 is the weather. I mean, I was born in Texas, but I live in central the U.S. where it's very cold. And the number 1 thing that I think about Ghana is it produces amazing, incredible people like this interviewee right here that is changing lives all across the diaspora. So that is probably the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are amazing about Ghana.
Now I appreciate that. And honestly, Ghana is a very beautiful place. Now, for the diaspora that feel like, okay, they don't really understand Ghana and they're at their wits' end, what advice would you give them?
So for the diaspora that's at their wits' end that doesn't understand Ghana, there's nothing I can tell you, but Charlie, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe listen to the last thing I said in terms of if you're thinking about coming back home, create a game plan, follow content on YouTube, and just sometimes you just have to make a move. Every step is not going to be aligned perfectly, but if you make a move, then that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I see you doing great things. I've been following you on your YouTube and on your IG. You've been interviewing amazing guests. And, you're making Ghana proud and diaspora proud, so keep up the great work.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, most definitely.
Until next time on Summertime.